So I'm sitting here with LaNysha, and we had a great time working on our book a couple years ago. I actually haven't seen you, LaNysha, for almost 2 years now, and it's great to catch up, seeing how the book has made an impact. So why don't you just start by a sentence or two about what you do in your business?
I was a full-time entrepreneur for 8 years, and now I have jumped back into higher ed.
And why don't you tell them also the title of the book?
Me power. Very proud of this work.
And then speak more broadly about the impact. You were telling me about bookstores and it's showing up in classrooms. Tell me a little more.
Yeah, so I'm on 5 syllabi and some college classes. So that's been really cool to see. And then also being in about almost 30 bookstores across the country, different bookstores that I've reached out to, and also bookstores I haven't. Maybe if I'm in that city, I can go do an event at a bookstore or, just pop up. Um, and then, uh, and then, yeah, I'm thinking more about online book clubs and maybe doing another book tour, which I didn't realize even after the newness of the book. There are points that the book can come alive again. Like if you put out another edition of it or something like this, it really gives it a bump. So now the audiobook is released as of this month. It's new. So if I were to do a book tour, even though I'm focused on the audiobook, people are going to buy the paperback. And then having a press run, like I just did 10 radio shows and 7 TV show stations, ABC's, CBS, and all these different ones locally around the country. And that's been really cool to see. And then using those clips from each of those engagements in a speaker reel, which is necessary for promoting, for getting paid speaking gigs. That's so important.
So you're touring around the country doing book tours, getting on television, and you didn't realize at first that that was all coming from the book, but it sounds like there's a connection there.
Oh yeah, there's a definite connection. But it's funny because I think when we see people doing book tours, we think, oh, the book just came out. My book came out a year and a half ago, the paperback version. So it's kind of like, I think the one message I would totally promote for people is just think, especially if you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into your work, to think of it more than just the first 16 weeks of release. It has a whole life that can continue to grow beyond your initial release date.
Speaking of speaking engagements, there's something that's coming up in the next month.
Yeah, TEDx and Asbury Park, where Bruce Springsteen is from, but it's one of the biggest East Coast high quality productions, and so really excited. 10 speakers. It's going to be amazing. So I'm excited about that, and it's funny because TED is not about promoting your book or something specific. It's about spreading ideas and unique ideas. But how would I even come up with this idea to get on that stage without writing this book?
And what has been most helpful about the work that we did together?
During the developmental phase of it, we really talked about and really fleshed out verbally, and then you were able to document the key points, and then I was able to take those notes and then just jump into the draft and just continue writing, right?
How do you know that the book is having an impact?
I sold about 1,200 copies of the book, primarily bulk sales through speaking engagements and packaging it. And then I have about 35 reviews on Amazon, and then I think 50 some odd ratings on Goodreads.
And it's also a bestseller.
Yeah, it is a bestseller on Amazon. In a couple categories.
And how has your following grown as a result of the book?
One area that it's really grown is in Instagram and in LinkedIn. I spent a lot of time on LinkedIn, but I never imagined on Instagram. But people really do like short form content in a way that speaks to them, and then I get DMs, and it's very interactive.
If you can think of some reactions that readers had, either emailing you or calling you up, that shows you've empowered people with this book.
Yeah, there's two that stand out greatly. One is from this psychologist, this therapist who reached out to me. She found me on LinkedIn and she started messaging me about how she's going to start giving this to her clients. and making sure that they incorporate that in their mental health practices, because the exercises in the back of the book were really helpful for her as a psychologist.
All right. Thanks so much, LaNysha.
Thank you.